somebody
Yeah,
sitting here?
no,
That's
You
it.
are. Okay, perfect.
That's
I
it.
know.
All right, we are live.
We are live, and are we being recorded yet, or no?
We are, yes.
Yeah, okay. So, with that being said and being live, I need a motion to bring our meeting to order.
So moved.
I second.
And it's seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? No. So our meeting is in order. I don't know if we had to be that formal with calling it to order, but I do thank everyone for joining us today. This is our annual meeting for the Ethics Committee, and what we are going to be doing is reviewing the elected officials and the senior staff. So we all have packets in front of us, and usually what we do is go through them one by one, and if there's any concerns, we'll bring forth the concerns. And the city attorney isn't able to make it today, so if there becomes a legal question that we need to get his input on, we may have to table that one. But I think we're going to be able to move forward.
I have a general question.
Okay.
I assume that these officials do not receive any guidance about filling out the form. Because I notice some of them will fill out directorships, offices they hold in various organizations, associations, community groups, and others, there's no information in that category. So I assume that those people also are affiliated with various associations. So I assume they're just given this form.
Do you
Without
assume
any
that
guidance.
those individuals are associated with some organizations that they don't fill in here?
Let's
Yeah.
see if we can find an example.
Yes, there are.
Are there, did you?
Do you know
Yeah,
any?
Well,
if you could just tell
you
me
know,
so I know what you're
like the
talking
mayor
about.
will list things.
Yeah, he listed.
He lists it now. He's the
number of
first time filling this out. But in the past, Kevin Grove, his form contained, he was an officer in a public housing group or something. I forget the exact affiliation, but those things were always listed, as I recall. And I notice other officials don't list anything. It's just blank.
So we have to assume that the information they provided us is accurate, and that if something would come up, then the committee would need to meet again and discuss that particular issue, or if we're aware of something that we need to look into, then we can do that.
Yeah.
I did want to add, they are provided, not necessarily this year, I just had distributed the form, but it's the same council, and they have been in the past given directions on how to complete this
Okay.
statement.
So we just assume that they don't hold any
Right, they're not
positions
involved, yeah.
outside from what
Right,
they
right,
provide. That's our assumption.
Okay,
right. What we don't know, we don't know.
We
So
don't
we
know.
can't make a
That's what-
decision.
Unless something comes up in the future.
Right, if it comes up in the future, then this committee would reconvene and see if there would be a conflict,
Yeah.
and then have to address it at that time.
Well, another example that Carol asked for, Nick Costello lists all his connections and affiliations, both locally and in a statewide organization. I just think there ought to be some consistency,
Right.
because I'm assuming these other folks are involved in various organizations, but decide, for whatever reason,
No.
didn't include.
Actually, the forms requires them to list anything of the sort, right? Because it's outlined here. But they are required to.
In the city,
Right.
right? Like, so
Yeah.
I would,
If they are required to and they don't have it, then we are going to assume that they actually don't belong to any extra organization. That's our assumption.
Right, and I think what we
Unless-
can do is if we see things throughout that we think that, maybe we need to make sure that in the future that question is specifically addressed, like, again, the involvement piece, you know, we can make a note that in the future that we would like, you know, additional information on those things when they submit their
Or-
application.
Or to list none, or
Right.
not applicable.
Right, yep.
Okay, yeah.
Now, with this, like Women's Action Coalition, would that fall under, you want them to list like everything they're involved with? All the outside organizations? Is that what we're asking them to do?
So let's review these, and then if we
Yeah,
see things
let's.
to discuss,
Please.
we can do that. And again,
Okay.
if we feel like we need more information in a particular area, we can work on that. And Lydia can take some notes, and we can make sure that we have that in the future.
We didn't introduce ourselves. She doesn't know us.
So, before we go any further, please take a minute to introduce yourself. And Lydia has been emailing me to say, hey, how does this committee work? And I said, hey, it's pretty smooth. These are our friendly people. So my name is Jesse Ketterman. I am the chair of the committee, and I live, I don't know if it matters where I live, but I live at 214 Delano Avenue, and I'm involved citywide with the Frostburg Business Association. So it's kind of
Spencer Deacon, I'm a city resident and, a member of this commission.
James Saku, I live on 208 Banner Street, Frostburg, and I've been involved in this commission for some time. This is our second term, I think. Right.
I'm Carol Smith. You know, I just figured out the other day, I moved here 47 years ago. And I'm still not considered a townie, right?
You're still not considered
I'm
local.
still not considered a townie, right?
I'm Carly McGann. I live in Frostburg and I'm on this commission. I blame him.
I don't even think I have anything to do with it.
I'm still blaming you.
So we'll go through each of the.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, your introduction, I forgot. Why didn't I-
No, that's okay. Lydia Clark, I'm local to the area. I usually am project manager for the city, so still taking on that responsibility, but serving as the acting deputy city administrator until a new one is named. Nice to meet you guys.
So under our new business, we have our packet in front of us, and it looks like the first person is Commissioner Donnie Carter. So if we want to look through that, and once we have a chance to look through that, if we have any concerns we want to present, we'll share that. And when everyone's ready, we'll just move to the next one, and if we need to, we'll just vote on it as a whole, unless we see one that we need to look at individually. Does that work for everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want,
Well, his employment is consistent with previous years, with owning rental properties and his business properties,
Right.
et cetera.
And what we would be concerned about would be is if he would be involved in decision-making that would directly benefit him
as a landlord or.
as a landowner or his business, right?
Yeah.
But you're right, this is, I don't see anything really new in
No.
Johnny's packet that would be different than previous years. Anything else someone would like to talk about with this packet?
Looks good.
Looks nice.
All right, so we'll move forward to Nina Forsythe, Commissioner Forsythe. Now, Spencer, one of the things that you had mentioned is you prefer that when they filled out applications, if they didn't have anything to put not applicable or none or something, so. Anything with Commissioner Forsythe that we want to talk about? All right, moving on to Kevin Grove. Commissioner Grove. That one's pretty straightforward. Anything to discuss with Commissioner Grove?
No.
Mayor Logston is next in my packet.
I was really impressed with his handwriting.
It is fancy.
For, you know, for mayor.
Yes, me as well.
Nice.
Anything with Mayor Logston? So that covers our elected officials. Did we want to just,
Well, there's Adam Ritchie.
oh, okay. Oh, missed one. Commissioner of Public Works, Commissioner Ritchie. I spoke too soon.
I printed front and back to save paper.
Thank you.
Environment appreciation.
So that wraps up the elected officials, right?
Yes.
And I don't recall how we did the motion to indicate that there's no concerns on behalf of the Ethics Committee.
Yes,
So-
so
Second.
moved.
So moved and seconded.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
No one opposed then. Moving on to senior staff. Imagine that, Lydia's the first one on our list
I
here.
wasn't sure if I needed to do one, but.
Now we'll
but
get to know you.
if I'm here, there's
Yeah.
nothing to know.
Oh,
There's a lot of
I
NAs.
went and my address is redacted.
yeah, you're right.
What are your duties as project manager?
So I was initially hired to manage the American Rescue Plan Act funding. So primarily I was in charge of projects that involve that funding.
Okay.
Since then, I assist with the Public Works Department projects, and whether that's obtaining grants or just meeting with the contractors and that type of thing.
Okay.
So we could ask that, it's very honest. That was okay. And everything in between.
Any concerns with Lydia's?
No.
All right. Nick Costello, Police Chief.
This is just curiosity question, but under the property, his spouse holds a remainderman interest. What is a remainderman interest?
An attorney term.
Well, she is the remainder man. I don't know what a remainder man is. But we're gonna get an answer.
I think
We're
so.
Googling it.
Yeah.
Yes.
A person who inherits or is entitled to inherit property
Okay.
upon the termination of the estate of the former owner.
She did have one of her parents pass away recently,
Okay.
so that does line up.
Any concerns that you want to bring up with the police chief? Seeing none, we'll move on to Bethany Fife, who is the Director of Community Development. concerns you'd like to bring up there?
No.
Moving on to Elaine Jones, Director of Finance.
Well, I don't have any questions.
Yeah. Hayden's the same way.
And Hayden Lindsay, Director of Public Works, and he's also the acting city administrator.
Correct. Yes, yes.
Well, pretty cut and dry, huh?
After the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess, again, the motion will be to indicate that we see no concerns from an ethics committee standpoint with the senior staff.
So did you make that motion?
No, I can't make the motion.
Okay, I'm gonna make the motion that we've reviewed everything with the senior staff. Find no concerns.
I second.
Thank you.
There you go. Is
Well,
there
we need a vote.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any other business the commission would like to discuss today? Motion to
Adjourn?
adjourn.
This is way better than last meeting.
Stop the recording.
I thought I was going a little bonk.